What is good, everybody? Fight Club 2, we have Magical Cloud, LW Reaper in the main event. Absolutely stacked night of fights again. Just to remind y'all, the first rule of Fight Club is that you must talk about Fight Club, spread the word. Too many killers not to get the word out there. We are going to be joined this evening by the one and only Showtime motherfucking Satch. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, we're doing good. Looking forward to a good night of fights.
Hells yes, my man. Hells yes. Like I said there, at the top of the card, we do have Magical Cloud and LW Reaper. We are then going to be joined by BSD Jendo and Broomstick in the co-main event. Of course, got Jack Rara, Rasputin, Iklout, Megatoni, so on and so forth, all the way down the card. Got a couple of debuters towards the bottom half of it, I do believe. The third man that's going to be joining us in rotation in the booth is the one and only Doctor Who, the Damien Maya main. How are you doing there, my man?
I'm doing good. It's a stack card as well. Even the co-main and main event are pretty good. Magical Cloud with a 10 or 20 second knockout with McGregor.
Yeah, I believe that was the case. He's coming out obviously tonight now in the main event. It's a big spot for him, especially against the Lethal Weapons Reaper. I think Reaper's been doing some good work recently, so it's a big spot for them. It's our first 3-round main event that's going to be going ahead, obviously on this Fight Club card, but we're not really going to waste too much time tonight. We've got about 10 or 11 fights that we are going to obviously put on tonight. The first one, if I'm not reading it incorrectly, was one Mr. Doge something?
Doge Official versus Zeus.
Doge Official vs Zeus, and this is in a light heavyweight division there, Satch, and let's be perfectly clear. You know, the light heavyweight division is heavy hitters, not quite as heavy as the heavyweights, of course, but they still hit like a Mack truck, and doesn't take too many shots to turn the lights out.
Yeah, they're a bit stuck in the mud though, so you know the calf might have the advantage here. You know, most of the time they got a little bit better movements than those traditional big guys. Yeah,
for sure, man, for sure. And I actually used a light heavyweight calf with the movement of Dominic Cruz, and my God, that was funny. Starting out quickly, though, Anthony Johnson with the head kick. Jesus.
Oh, he's starting off heavy and early. Big overhand.
He is not wasting any time, and that's what you want to see from Rumble. That man seriously does hit hard. When you think of heavy hitters in the heavier weight classes, this man through middleweight to heavyweight has been putting people's lights out since the very, very get-go, and doesn't look to be giving his opponent an opportunity to even throw a punch yet, Doc.
No, he needs to cut off the cage though. He's just walking forward, walking onto him, and that's how the other guy is staying away from it. He needs to start cutting that cage off and then does it, otherwise he's going to gas out.
Yeah, that big head kick, those are the types of strikes that are going to really catch you if the calf's able to implement a nice little counter, but when he's in the pocket, everything lands.
You see that both of these guys are starting off early here. They're trying to make a name for themselves. I believe both of these guys in their debut coming up off those regional circuits. So, I mean, Jesus especially starting off strong.
Oh my God, this guy with those head kicks is looking to make it a quick-ass show. Only 2 minutes gone, and now he gets rocked. That's the problem when you're emptying the gas tank. You can get caught slipping a little bit with the cardio, and then the calf's coming forward with the big-ass spins. Gotta love to see it, like you said. He's got a little bit of an advantage in that regard, but maybe not in the power. Jesus! Folded!
What a finish. Anthony Rumble Johnson throwing in jabs, mixing some hooks, and that's gonna be it.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, he made quick work of that, was not looking to be here for a long time, just for a good time, and landing bombs from the fucking get-go. Absolutely marched the man forward, stood on his front toe the entire way. Anytime there was that separation, he went for that massive head kick that landed on rinse and repeat, but that overhand right there, his legs just buckled from under him. Jesus.
I mean, that really shows the story of the fight right there. You saw Rumble Johnson eat that spinning back face. He said, that's a good lunch. Hit him with the overhand, put him to sleep. I mean, he was eating a lot of punishment, but he was definitely giving out a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I mean, unfortunate for his opponent. It can be difficult on your debut, especially when you've got a man that quite clearly wasn't really feeling the nerves too much. He handled them very, very well and said, look, if I'm going to go out, I'll go out on my, out on my sword, and decided to throw bombs from that very, very opening bell, man. I mean, you don't often see somebody come in with no feeling out process like that, especially at the beginning of the card, and just starting to land power shots after power shots. I mean, he basically landed a head kick and rocked him, I think, think, in the first strike of the fight. So that was a big ass win for that man right there. It moves us really quickly though, Showtime, on to the next one. We're going to be having SnapJitsu, love that name, up against Harley. Harley's somebody that's been coming through the scene, looking to make his debut or second performance of this evening, Doc, if I'm right.
Debut, I believe.
Nice. Well, Harley is actually somebody that's been coming through on my streams recently. He's been looking to, really round out his game. This is a great opportunity for him to do so. We've all seen many people come throughout, the promotion. You will start at the bottom, of course, look to work your way up, and with the debut ahead of him, this is an opportunity to do so up against that Dustin Poirier. Has to be careful though. Dustin is, especially with these buffs that he's had recently, Satch, is just an absolute nightmare in this lightweight division.
Yeah, but here's the thing, is that Tony Ferguson's got that 99 chin, so you can eat a few on the chin, and then he's also got that incredible movement, so if he can use his footwork well, you can kind of dance around the Dustin, get him a little tired.
Yes, sir, and a lot of it's down to the unorthodox strikes that you have available to you as well with somebody like Tony Ferguson, right, Doc? The 6 to 12 elbows, the spins, just like we see right there. They can catch you a lot, and they do it. Silly amount of damage.
Yeah, he has an Imanari roll. I believe he also has a flying elbow. On the side note of talking stat-wise, his cardio is ridiculous, so he will just stand there, take shots for a round, and then come back fresh as a daisy. He's someone you've got to work down over a course of one round, or hope to God you can get it an early finish.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Completely agree with that. I'd maybe like to see SnapJitsu implement some of that thug jitsu with Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Doing a great job so far, but the first takedown comes the way of Harley with Tony Ferguson. And as alluded to, this man is very well versed, has submissions on the ground, but isn't able to employ them. Great stand-up from SnapJitsu.
I don't know if you saw that, but when he shot the takedown, it looked like Dustin Poirier was throwing a flying knee there. He definitely dodged a bullet. Can't let him get that takedown in.
Yes, sir, and the track is all... Oh, my God! These guys are not wasting any time this evening. Only 2 minutes 30 gone in that first round. Oh, a big rock, and then a pullback counter answered from Dustin. That's the way to get your opponent's respect back.
And a head kick. I think the story of that knock, though, is that he went for the body right after. Tony's only got an 88 body, so if he can keep chewing at that, you already see it's below half health.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not the stat guy, but I believe his leg health is pretty suspect as well. So maybe chopping towards it with that calf kick that we've seen Dustin implement in the performances up against Conor McGregor. As we see it right there, nice little leg kick, but answered back with a straight from Harley. Great work. Oh, he's implementing the lunges. I love to see it.
Yeah, I saw that too. A little bit of that Tony Ferguson. Maybe we'll see a Superman jab, create your own space.
Yes, sir. Get him to back the hell up and get some respect from your opponent. There's been some good rocks, some good front kicks already. Looking good, but maybe taking some pictures on the inside, Doc. You've got to be careful not absorbing some of those power shots of Dustin Poirier.
It's another thing of he's just walking forward. I get that he's Ferguson, I get that he has the chin, but you're walking into a 96 power hand. That's not something to be easily versed in just walking forward.
Yeah, definitely has to be respectful of that power. Maybe that's why he's implementing some of these takedowns, and I think it's a really good game plan to mix it all together. We know how dangerous Dustin is with that rubber guard, however. Both guys have it, and you have to be very wary sitting in this full guard satch. I know that you're a man that's pretty well versed on the ground as well. Has to make sure that he marches forward into those half guard and more dominant positions to avoid some of those sneaky submissions that you have from that full guard position.
Oh yeah, my favorite one from that full guard position is the Kimura. A lot of people don't see it coming. It's a quick little sub. I think both of these guys have it, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to watch out for that.
Yeah,
the commentary booth.
I think you're right on that, brother. I think you're right, and it's one of the ones as well that's quite difficult to actually deny, just due to the, especially you often get it after you've got a denial of your own, so it's a pretty sneaky one. The guillotine I've recently come across as well is actually starting to become a lot more viable from those positions. You end up in the top mount position in some situations if you can get it that far, but these guys back in the standing domain.
Lovely
the up kick keeps it in it though, and you've got to love to see it. That up kick keeps so many people in the fight. Got to make sure that you're composed when you get your opponent rocked, and be wary of that up kick in order to be able to maximize the damage that you're doing.
Yeah, well, that drop right there was just because Tony Ferguson's walking forward with his hands by his waist. He's got to get those hands up, or he's got to be striking when he enters that pocket. He's getting caught by a lot of hooks from Dustin.
Yes, so he's utilised that 6 to 12 elbow into the spin a couple of times. It's actually been money for him so far. Look to maybe implement that on SnapJitsu over the course of these next 3 minutes 30, but looks like SnapJitsu is just slightly more of the technical fighter, as you see him working this jab beautifully right now and starting to give him a little bit of a problem with the footsies, just in and out, the front kick to the face.
Oh.
Right hook right into the face. That's all she wrote for Tony Ferguson. Good night.
My God, we don't spray and pray, we aim and fire. SnapJitsu looking to land those hands beautifully this evening. The footsies came into full effect in that second round, obviously feeling comfortable, and that was one of those ones when you zig when you should have zagged, leaning off into that lead hook. Like you said, the 96 power, Doc, just absolutely brutal on that chin. I think we may have lost Doc for a moment.
Yeah, no, that
With that one though, my man, moving straight on to the next preliminary fight, we've got a middleweight bout, if my eyes do not deceive me. MG making his debut up against Force MG. Interesting names. MG v Force MG. Let's go. Who's the real MG? Can the real MG please stand up?
It's a rivalry match right here. Whoever loses is gonna change their name.
Yeah, they gotta change their game attack or something, right? I mean, if Force loses it, then he's gotta take that Force out real quick. But no, I think that's what they're battling over, is that first little moniker to the name. Who's going to be the real MG, the Force MG? Putting it on full display this evening. The middleweight weight class there, Satch, is a really great weight class as well for varied picks. You have abilities to, get implementing the grappling should you decide to go down the lines of somebody like, well, even Robert Whittaker. But there's many picks on both sides. Obviously, you have the great strikers, you have the great wrestlers. So really a kind of choice for your own game plan. It's one of those great weight classes, opposed to some of the lighter ones where it's predominantly more striking based.
No, I 100% disagree. I hate the middleweights. I will never fight middleweight. These guys can enjoy the Robert Whittaker 1-2 head kicks, but I'm going to stick with TJ Dillashaw.
Do like the lighter ones, of course, the footwork, but these guys hit hard. It's one of those perfect balances of athleticism, footwork. They still have the power to knock each other's lights out, but not quite heavy enough where they feel like they're stuck in the mud. And right now, my God, Whittaker's getting active. That straight firing down the line. Force MG showing that he is a force to be reckoned with. He answers back with the spin. Holland doing great work there, Dog.
Yeah, Holland's got to keep that range. He's the longer fire. He can either take it down and look for those subs, or he can poke at them. Holland's also got a lot of kicks. He's got a lot of spin kicks that he can use to keep that distance, and that probably is the name of the game, especially when you're dealing with Whittaker. Lovely knee, though.
Lord.
That's a way to stop a man taking you down. Plant that knee on his chin, the front kick, the boot, the head kick he leans into. My God, Satch, MG looking really, really good in this opening, going with another spin. And
This is precision striking at its finest right here. He said an uppercut right when he went down, threw a
he
knee.
gets
Oh,
hit
and
in
there's
the
another
face.
knee. Robert Whittaker's in a lot of trouble here. He's not even moving out of the cage. He's
Yeah,
accepting defeat.
talk about aim and fire, my man. He is just absolutely on a mission right now. Everything landing with pinpoint precision. And the front kick. My God, my man. That was perfectly timed. This might even be it with the ground and pound from Holland. Those power in the hands adding up nicely. But Force MG just doing enough to survive and mitigate that damage. Jesus.
I don't think
and I can't even.
he's
Go on,
actually
Doug.
timed a takedown defense apart from kicking him in the face. Though.
Well, that's a great way to do so, my man. That's a great way to do so.
I really can't even take away anything from Whittaker at this point because, I mean, Kevin Holland has just landed every shot perfectly right now. There's really nothing he can do.
Oh, that's what he can do. Drop down dead.
Absolutely phenomenal. Holland just coming out here tonight and landing some beautiful destruction. The real MG stood up with emphatic fashion, and he wasn't. I honestly, I think he almost took insult with the name choice from his opponent, because he came out here with a point to fucking prove tonight. Just bomb after bomb landing square on the chin. Like you say, the takedown defense utilized via front kicks and knees to the face, and my God, that was one hell of a way to make yourself known. What a debut from MG, Jesus.
Yeah, that man was all over the place with those strikes. He's hitting hooks when the dude was leaning into him, throwing uppercuts, timing the takedown defense. We don't know if that was lucky or if that's what this man's been working on. If it is, I feel bad for every grappler in the division.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's going to be a scary threat, right? You don't really want to shoot on a man when he's those front kicks, knees, and uppercuts timed just as perfectly as he did. That was absolutely beautiful work from him. You know, obviously Holland maybe doesn't have the best takedown defense in the world from the mixed martial arts community, but you know, doesn't really need to have the ability to sprawl if he's going to continue to pump up those front kicks to the face, my man. My God, that it was absolutely devastating. Another fun fight ahead of us, though. We're straight into it. We're going to have Dontwrestleme up against What's that? HeatenwithanAxe?
Yeah, HeatenwithanAxe versus
I love these names, man. HeatenwithanAxe, and please don't wrestle me. Gotta love to see he's picked the Ortega pick, maybe trying to you know, go with the name, don't take him down, or you're gonna get submitted real quick with Brian Ortega, I would imagine.
Yeah, you know, this is the fight everyone's looking forward to. They got him on the Ultimate Fighter. I guess we're just going to see our showcase a little early tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's an interesting matchup as well. As you can see, you've got Ortega with a slight reach advantage. He's made absolutely massive adjustments in his striking in his most recent performance after that Max Holloway loss. And obviously his grappling is just absolutely next level. T-City with those triangles, all sorts of sneaky submissions coming from the Gracie camp. I mean, doesn't really get more high level than that black belt right there as he lands a couple of nice shots on the inside.
Yeah, I'll tell you why these guys are feeling each other out right now. It's because they are so surprised you got the guy that didn't pick Max Holloway or Conor McGregor. This has got to be one of the first times I've ever seen a featherweight fight without those two names, so we're getting this feeling out process.
You love to see it. How did he duck a head kick? That looked like it wrapped around the back of his dome right there, but Brian Ortega's got a chin, as we've seen in the past, looking to land some shots of his own. He said, don't wrestle me, I'm going to wrestle you, as he gets that double leg straight into the half guards. Doc, this is beautiful work from him. Lots of opportunities from Ortega on this ground position.
Yeah, this is exactly what needed to happen. Either way, if Ortega stays on top or on bottom, he's still a threat. Volkov's only really a threat on top, so by taking him down first, you basically got rid of half of Volkov's game.
Yeah, 100%. He's got some nice leg kicks, but can't leg kick you when he's on the mat. Now his back has been taken. Gotta watch that back defense, my man. Straight in for the RNC. Could get strangled very, very quickly, as you alluded to there, Saj.
Oh yeah, this is one of the first times I've seen an RNC since this league unbanned, so, you know, I'm glad some people are, you know, using what's available to them.
Yeah, he did a good job of escaping there, but quite honestly, he wasn't feathering the stick too well, so if Dontwrestleme is able to get a denial off and get some stamina advantage, then he may be able to make a quick night of it. But now the stacked guard from Volkanovski, the power can rain down should he decide to, but intelligently decides to separate, which you cannot blame him from, Satch. I mean, too many threats on the ground from Dontwrestleme.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, Volkanovski's got some decent wrestling in him, but not enough to match Ortega. You definitely want to be in the pocket against this guy. Ooh, like I said, in the pocket. 1-2 hook.
Leg kick, body kick, trying to answer back with the straight. Volkanovski is now doing some great work, trying to be a little bit wary on the outside, feinting the shots, eats a leg kick though. Maybe like to see him implement that a little bit more of his own. I do believe, if I'm not wrong, Doug, he's got a 5-star leg kick, Volkanovski.
He's got a 5-star lead leg kick with some leg kick power. It's a very good kick you want to be hitting with. Just got to time it right. The lead leg kick's a bit more difficult to time when it comes to the vulnerability window, but it still hits hard.
Yes, it's a great technique to throw in there, especially if you use the calf kick option for it, as obviously they come out a lot quicker, but nice little start from Ortega. Second round starts now. Full stamina, which you love to see. Absolutely beautiful job, you know, managing his stamina throughout the course of that first 5 minutes, and both guys getting active on these leg kicks now. That's beautiful work from Heathen. He needs exactly.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think that Volkanovski should honestly start targeting the head kick, because you see Ortega's dropping his hands. He's terrified of that leg kick, so if you put one over top, he might knock a guy down.
Yes, sir. Those low kicks often set up the shots up top, and I imagine that's maybe what he's trying to condition his opponent for right now, as he goes for that lovely to the body. Right now, Volkanovski's doing a great job of answering back to some early adversity in that first round.
Yeah, and honestly, he looked good on this on the feet. So if he keeps it, on standing, then he's in a great place.
Got to imagine that this is where he's had the biggest success so far, Doc. He's got 3 minutes 20 on the clock. You've got to imagine keeping his opponent in the center of the cage, making sure he doesn't get backed up against the cage himself, stopping those takedown opportunities, going to be massively advantageous for Volkanovski. The durability and the power is very, very heavy with that man.
Yeah, Ortega's done a fantastic job at changing his level of aggression. He stayed relatively passive during the first round, come out more aggressive in this round, and that's done wonders for the amount of damage he's putting off. Like landing those leg kicks, clipping on that straight as well. So it's making Ortega question whether it's actually a good idea to stay on the feet.
Yes, sir, and we've seen Ortega utilize that teep a couple of times, and if you notice, Satch, we've seen Volkanovski Heathen trying to utilize some stutter steps left and right to try and get out of the way of them, as he goes back to that leg kick, which is already starting to have huge amounts of damage on Ortega's leg. That left leg's starting to be really, really chewed up, and it doesn't take too many to really change the entire complexion of a fight and get your opponent compromised.
Oh, yeah, and the way he's timing those leg kicks, like he's able to space out. He's making Ortega miss his strikes, and he's stepping right back in the range, throwing one of his own. But Ortega finally takes it back to the ground where he was having his most success in that first round.
Tries to stand up, but the denial was there.
Ooh,
Goes for the... Imagine he is able to submit Brian T-City Ortega with a triangle of his own. The tracking is actually pretty good so far. He's got a massive stamina advantage, and he might actually get this done.
When did Volkanovski have a triangle?
I mean, just for the brag, bro. Just for the brag. If he's able to get the triangle on T-City, my God.
It's actually decent tracking. It's so close. It's going to be narrowly void, and he just about escaped. Low stamina, so Ortega's got any possibility to do, and that's going to make you question whether you want to hang on the ground anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Brian's T-City Ortega and you almost get triangled, my God, you're reassessing your entire game plan coming into this one. I mean, Jesus, that was an incredibly dangerous submission from somebody that's not really known for their submissions in Volkan. Great second round, back and forth. How are you scoring this one so far, Satch? I think I've got it one apiece in my book.
I think Volk just won that second round with that triangle choke. And let me just point out, that's the worst choke in this game. If this man hit him with like an RNC or a Goga Plata, we won't be talking about the fight anymore. It'd be over. So I think Ortega needs to be, counting his hens here and keep this fight standing for the third round.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Definitely has to be careful walking into that pocket. That was a lovely little rip to the body that he had. That's going to do excellent work as the course goes over. What a head kick!
Yeah, he ducked a little early there. That's what caused that head kick. He tried to step back and to posture his head back up. Happens to me too much.
Goes once again for the back take into the RNC. His opponent's stamina is going to be pretty high, but we know how dangerous Ortega is on the ground, so if he's able to track it relatively well, then the escape does seem to be imminent. It does seem to be an imminent. Good job from Volkanovski staying on that defense. Now finds himself in top position with a lot of time to work, Dog.
Yeah, this is... I would say a good place to be, but it's not a good place to be. You probably want to be on the feet, especially in this case with with both of us, with all three of us scoring. It's 1-1. Volkov probably wants a knockdown coming into this round. He wants to look for that finish now.
Well, I don't know. He might be able to get it on the ground with how close that triangle choke was. Maybe he just throws that arm triangle and calls it a night.
Yeah, imagine if he takes him down and goes for that RNC after that triangle attack, like you said a little bit earlier on, Sash, it could literally be lights out. But he's going back to the head kicks. Both guys trying to answer back with some big-ass shots right here. 2 minutes 40 on the clock in this third and final round. These guys not trying to go to the judges' scorecard as we see Volkanovski marching forward, trying to land some big bombs on Ortega's chin.
Oh, yeah, and you know why both these guys don't want to go to the judges, right? Because I'm not sure if y'all saw my fight. I've gotten some terrible decisions before. Everyone that's ever played UFC's gotten some terrible decisions, so they want to make sure that there is no judge to score this one.
Oh, 100%, my man, 100%. It is the most realistic aspect of the game, how wildly inconsistent the judges are, but, like I said, that's the bit of realism that you don't want. Oh, my God!
Yeah, Volk's stealing the round back. I think Ortega's now got to get something going. That drop... definitely nearing the end of the round. Got to impress the judges. Yeah,
I think he needs a finish right now. I think Ortega needs a finish after that big-ass rock. Sits him down straight up against the cage. Had him slumped for a moment. Amazing that he got that. That was a really, really slow get-up. But, was able to get that job done. God damn.
Yeah, he went for that one before, too, and it was denied. So I'm surprised he went back to it. But,
55 seconds. Ortega having a lot of adversity in this third and final round after a great start to the fight. Volkanovski starting to pull away with it. Has to be careful not to eat too many shots from Dontwrestleme, because he is trying to get these absolute counters as he steps into the pocket.
Yeah, this fight could honestly go either way. I know we're saying right now Ortega's or Volk's got it, but we have no clue. You never know how the judges score it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just by our judges. Our scorecards, of course, second and third round definitely seems to be on. Oh my God! Rocks him again.
Gashed himself out in the final moment, just trying to get a finish off a stump.
Big shout out to Mob Holloway in the chat, raiding with a party of 14. My man, we appreciate you. Give this man a shout out. Primetime, show him some love.
Heaven getting the win as well off of Dontwrestleme. Lovely job by Heaven as Volkanovski.
Lovely stuff.
We're
Jesus.
some good judges.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. We did some good judging there. It's hard to do it when you're doing comedy on the same side, but that was a fun-ass fight. Both guys brought the action, and it takes us straight on, Satch, to our featured prelim of the night. Easy Yar up against TSK Gilly, the first two gentlemen of the evening that are coming from from camps within the community. Obviously, newer members of those camps, I do believe. I think they're both making their debut this evening, so having to maybe get themselves and their gym on the map. In fact, sorry, I think we've seen Gilly once before, Doc, am I right?
I believe so. I think he lost his last fight. I can't remember who to, but he has showcased his ability before. He showed up quite well, if I remember correctly, as well.
Nice. Okay, so this man's going to get the job done. Starting it out, we have got Vicente Luque, the durable boxer with that jiu-jitsu to boot, up against TSK Gilly with Masvidal, who, let's be honest with you, always looking to land that 5-piece in the soda. Hits like a Mack truck in this welterweight division.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think this matchup favors Luque, because his wrestling isn't good enough to really hold Masvidal down, I don't think, and his striking isn't good enough to stand with him, so we'll just have to see if he's got the stick skills to boot.
Yeah, for sure, my man. It's it's one thing with the pick, as we've seen in multiple performances in the past. Your character does play a factor, but isn't the only one. It's a lot of the time about who's behind the sticks and how you implement your full technique base with that person. But so far so good for TSK Gilly. These TSK boys have been looking really, really clean on the feet recently, and he's starting out very, very nicely utilizing that jab and chopping to the leg over and over.
Yeah, he's making sure to hit every part of the body, going head, body, legs, then coming back up to the body, then going down to the head. He's making sure that Yar's having a very difficult time to guess, and it's working very well.
Yeah, he's doing a great-ass job, man. Chopping to the body as well. I mean, I'm really, really liking the performance from Gilly. If you're saying that he lost his last one, to come out right now and look as composed as he's looking, this is a nice adjustment from this man. Obviously looking to get himself in that win within the promotion. And there's a lot of killers, so he has to mind all of his... But so far, so good, Satch. So far, so good, my man.
Yeah, I think Easy Guy needs to change the pace of this fight. Whether he's got to take, Masvidal's controlling the center of the octagon. He's controlling the pace. Easy's either got to land a takedown or he's got to take control of the octagon, because that's what's losing him this fight right now.
I completely agree with you, and that ability for TSK Gilly to continually go to the body has had massive amounts of effect on the Easy campmate already. Like, you can see the stamina starting to wail away, and that left leg not exactly in the best position considering there's only 1 minute 50 in that first round.
Yeah, Luque's having a difficulty time getting a read on his range. Masvidal's controlling it very well, putting him against the cage, and so Luque just can't figure out that range where his jab is, where that straight is.
You got to assume that he picked Luque, so you got to assume he's got some solid wrestling to him. You just got to wonder where it's at right now. He's losing this stand-up battle. He needs to make a level change.
That is for sure, my man. That is sure. He definitely needs to get something changing, but so far, Gilly is just on absolute fire. Every time he looks to step off, he gets the high vulnerability leg kicks, chopping to the body with that switch kick, and the jab is absolutely beautiful. One of the more underutilized techniques in the game of mixed martial arts. And so far, it's been an absolute masterclass of that jab from Gilly.
His kicks have been looking even better. He's been kicking the body, kicking the head, kicking the legs. I mean, this man's got crazy legs. He's all over the place.
All down to that distance management as well, right? He's just been managing it so well. Now getting a lot of... Be a little bit of frustration setting in on the man as he's getting picked apart from the outside. I think you're absolutely right, though, Showtime. Satch. Sorry, I keep calling you Showtime. Satch. The takedown is what he needs right here. That's going to be a big changer, putting Masvidal on the back, taking away the ability to continue for him to chop away at every single aspect of his body. There isn't a part of Vicente Luque that's being discriminated against right now. Everything being eaten up over the course of that first fight. Does land a nice head kick, as we've seen a few times in the highlight, but the majority, the main body of that work seemed to be Masvidal, at least by my score there, Dog.
Yeah, the main part of it was Masvidal. He did a fantastic job working at head, body, and leg, and comes out here and sadly gets clipped. But again, it's nothing compared to the damage Luque has already had done to him.
I was concerned that there were still a lot of Luque highlights in that first round. You know, in my opinion, that's a 10-8 round. Obviously, UFC's not going to score a 10-8 round, but.
Definitely not with Adelaide Bird in the judge's corner, but nevertheless, I don't think that Gilly's looking to take it to her scorecard as he continues to land bomb after bomb. My God, this guy is smothering him right now.
Yeah, it's that pace and pressure. He's one of my favorite kind of fighters to watch, too. Guys just walk forward, throw that jab, throw a three-piece, right back out. Get your range.
Yes, sir. Nice catch of the kick. Now the knee to the face. That's some nice damage from Vicente. Easy definitely needs a little bit more of that, but the mixing it together is where he needs to go. I mean, Vicente has the ability to shoot the takedown. He has a good ground game once it hits the mat. Oh!
Ripping body shot.
Lovely ass work from TSK Gilly. This guy looking on fire this evening. Putting on a standout performance already. Featured fight of the prelims, and they're not wasting any time trying to land these bombs.
I mean, honestly, Masvidal's got a lower chin health right now than Luque, but it's not going to
matter. No, he doesn't, bro, man. Not like that. Not for long. Continues to sit him down. The lead head kick. Now the knee's in the clinch. He's not blocking it. My God, Gilly is just putting it all together. Scattergunning techniques right over the face of Luque and the body. Look at the damage.
We tried to go for that highlight real KO, and he got it.
I think it was a flying knee followed by a quick finish. Lovely job by Masvidal getting that KO. Phenomenal performance from that man right there. And if you to come back after a loss in your debut and to have a performance like that shows that you belong. The flying knee, the head cocks back like a Pez dispenser up against that cage, and the couple of short shots he needed to follow up. Absolutely beautiful from Jorge Masvidal. TSK Gilly doing the damn thing this evening, picking up his first W. That man's going to be absolutely over the moon, you've got to imagine, coming out and bouncing back just like that, Sanch.
Yeah, and you ask me, I think Masvidal is starting to feel bad for Ben Askren. You know, everyone's making fun of him since he got knocked out by the flying knee. He had to share that embarrassment with Luque real quick. I mean, that was a beautifully timed shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have the Ghost Askren emote in the Discord. We may have to get the Ghost Luque one in there as well. That flying knee was absolutely beautiful. This takes us on to our main card, though, my guy. Absolutely tearing through this Fight Club event already. Going to be having BSD TaccoBoy stepping up against FOI Rebel in the middleweight weight class once again. Absolute killers in this weight class. Ability to grapple, ability to strike. I know you don't like it too much yourself personally, Satch, but it's a pleasure to actually view the weight class, even if you don't like competing in it yourself. Like I said, Whitaker, Souza allows you to have a well-varied style. Actually, I'll put this one to you, Dog. We actually had a couple of fights with Souza recently. Those spins and the kicks were really, really great, but you were mentioning that the takedown offense, not exactly on point for him, this one.
He's fantastic on the ground. He's fantastic in the clinch. Actually taking someone down, not particularly. He lacks a turning takedowns to actually do anything. So if you're going to be looking to take someone down, it's probably clinching them up.
Yes, sir. We're seeing TaccoBoy, though, looks like he's trying to implement some aggressive striking to start it out, trying to get Whitaker to back out, making sure that he's the one taking the center of the cage. But Rebel definitely doing a fairly good job of staying composed, trying to answer back with threes and four-piece combinations. Whoa! Has to be careful, though, Showtime. Those big pulls can really, really turn your lights out, especially with that power of Souza.
Yeah, he's definitely got some power to stand up. He's also got a wobble chin, you know. Souza was one of my favorite players to use in UFC 3, but we loaded up in this game, and I saw he's got an 85 chin. That was enough to scare me away. But, some of these kids don't care.
Yeah, 100%. And that spin that we just saw from TaccoBoy, that's one of those kicks that tracks fantastically well. Even if you're sidestep.
yeah.
Look for him to utilize that over the course of this fight, but he is going to a lot of straights, lead hooks, and uppercuts. It's a max damage combination that a lot of people favor, but it is a little bit predictable, and we've already seen Rebel start to pull back on it, but each one right there, my man.
Takes Souza down straight into that full guard. This could be risky. He's got a guillotine, a triangle, and armbar, and omoplata, I believe.
Well, looks like, sorry to interrupt you, Slash, but it looks like TaccoBoy, wary of that he doesn't have the takedown abilities himself, but decided to rock his opponent and get his opponent to take him down, and now he's got the jit on the mat, no matter whether it be on the back or on the top. Lots and lots of submission threats from Souza from these positions.
Yeah, and I was going to say that Robert Whitaker, even though he, it's not necessarily a great idea to take someone down, he hasn't really caught his feeling out process with Souza yet. Well, Souza's out there throwing bombs, so it's a good idea to slow the fight down, minimize the damage taken this first round and see what you can do on the ground. You never know. Might be a better player than him on the ground. Yeah,
I agree with you, and you've got to remember as well, Robert Whitaker, I mean, he's definitely known for his striking, but also the ability to mix it all together. I believe that he is actually part of the Australian wrestling team, if I'm mistaken, right? This guy has some wrestling chops, but there's the power! The straight landing, getting TaccoBoy stunned back in return. A stun, a knockdown, a piece from these two men as he goes for that big spin once again. Those spins are very worrisome, my man. We've seen people have turned out on a moment's notice with those.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I was talking about this chin. This chin, you get punched 1 or 2 times and you're going down like a dump truck, so it's kind of hard to work with a player like that.
Oh, agreed, Ryan. Agreed. Once again, we see Whitaker in the top control position. Has to be careful of the submission offense of somebody like Souza. Decides to get across into that half guard, which is an intelligent dock. You don't want to be sitting in the full guard of Souza. You don't rack up the top control position, and obviously those submissions are there as well.
Yeah, the submissions are there, but TaccoBoy's having a difficult time getting anything going. Like, this is probably the best he had just there. But when it came to actually moving in that full guard, maybe getting reversal, he wasn't building that J and he wasn't punching to get anywhere. So his opponent had an easy time denying a full guard and a half guard transition, just making it easy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we saw a couple of, for a couple of moments, we saw the statistics there, Satch, and 2 big knockdowns from Whitaker. That was a great start from Souza, but a great quick adjustment from Whitaker to get the tides turned and get the damage off, in his own regard.
Yeah, that's the thing about Souza. Like I said, you can have a good first 1.5 minutes. Once that chin gets worn down, it's not going to be all bad for you. As you see right there, another big drop. Whitaker looking to finish the show here, raining the hooks in, and he's able to survive.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about a Souza. Even if you get put on your back, he's pretty durable in these positions. He did a great job of posting for a moment, but once again, Rebel all over him in these top control positions. A little bit of background information. I do believe that Rebel is actually a champion over in one of the affiliate leagues that we're going to see in the King of the Calf series on Sunday from VFL. I believe he's their D2 champion, moved up recently for the D1 championship, and he's having a great performance, showing that he's a well-versed and well-rounded opponent, dog, in the early going of this fight, but now in a dangerous position up against Souza in this top mount.
This is a nice place for Souza to be. I would expect more going for a sub approach. Look for a couple of deniers. If you're Souza in the top control, you don't have a great ground striking stat. So instead, you probably want to be looking for those subs, an arm triangle, Kimura, just something like that. As I say that, though, he's bringing the pain to Whitaker.
He's doing a great job. He needs to get something going. He's had a lot of adversity. He started out strong. He definitely has the ability to get this fight in his corner and start to rack up some top control times, the ground and pound and the submission threats. But his opponent so far, Rebel, has been doing a great job of just riding these positions, blocking the denials, and looks like he's going to get the stand up right here, which is great.
I don't know if I'd say it's great. All right, he got out of that position. That's honestly one of the worst positions you could be in the game if you got someone that's good at it going against you. When you have your back against the cage, people will flip you around, take your back. It's not a lot of fun, but he was able to get out there.
Oh! The hands from Robert Whitaker. 1 or 2 is all that's needed, and that's it there. Turns his lights out. Souza does not have the answer for the Reaper this evening. Big performance from that man right there. FOI Rebel doing the damn thing and getting a big W for him and his camp. Great work. Going to be proud of himself. You got to imagine, Doc.
Yeah, fantastic job by Rebel. Started out a bit slow, came back in that second round with a busted up chin of Souza, and then just capitalised on it, just working him down, bit of ground striking, and then came back on the feet as soon as he got the chance. He found his opening and he worked it fantastically.
Great stuff, my man. Great stuff. Now, once again, we are absolutely tearing through these fights tonight. Every single one of them has just been barn burner after barn burner. And I imagine that this one's going to be exactly the same. We're going to be having been around the scene a little while now. We're going to be having Iklout up against Mega Tony in the Bantamweight division. Iklout, a aspiring content creator, looking to do the damn thing, get his name known, up against a dangerous opponent. Mega Tony having up and down performances and shown very, very well-rounded, Satch. So, you know, going to be a tough test for both guys this evening.
Oh yeah, looking forward to see both guys can do the Dominic Cruz pick. You know, I gotta support my man TJ Dillashaw. Best bantamweight in the game. Don't tell nobody. But
You ready? You ready? Let's go fight.
oh, the Dominator walking right in, hands down, chin up, showing him what he's got.
Now, both guys have that very, very silky, smooth, custom, sort of signature movement. Wonder which one's going to be able to implement it the most. They're very, very different in the way that they're able to do so. You've got that step off that you can do with TJ Dillashaw. He's got those lovely front kicks that we already saw. And, of course, Iklout with the Dominic Cruz has to utilize the side steps, the lunges, in my opinion, to really, really get the most out of the Dominic Cruz pick. That footwork and the unorthodox movement, just like that right there, really, really can throw your opponent off.
If we're going stat for stat, Dominic Cruz gets beat by TJ Dillashaw, but it's that signature movement that really gives him like some viability here in this matchup.
Woo! Lovely shot on that takedown there, getting straight down. Again, both of them got similar wrestling. I would definitely give Cruz the more advantage, but I say that as Dillashaw just pounds his face in on the mat.
Yeah, both guys actually come from a wrestling base. They both wrestled back in college, I do believe. Right now, though, I mean, being on your back, not where you want to be. TJ Dillashaw is an absolute nightmare on top with the ground and pound opportunities that he has a great job of scrambling through these positions, but Iklout doing what he needs to get to that sprawl, working his way back up to the cage, and a couple of nice knees on the inside there, Satch.
Oh, yeah, I think Megatoni, he's really found his range so far. He's been doing a good job with the head movement. You know, to me, it seems like Dominic Cruz is more, he's a little bit less, I'm not going to say fluid, but technical with it. He's kind of just throwing it out there a lot. TJ Dillashaw's moves are a lot more technical. Yes,
sir, that Bang Muay Thai is absolutely phenomenal. The Grasshoppers know about that Bang Muay Thai ability to throw in those, 1-2s into the leg kicks, lead hook, leg kick. Just, you really, really have to utilize that full kickboxing style, I do believe, with TJ Dillashaw to get the most out of him, and it's a great plan against the the movement of Dominic Cruz. He gets reversed though, and now the top mount position. We saw how dangerous Dominic Cruz is throughout his career in these grappling exchanges. Has some submission threats to go with it, but maybe a little bit difficult considering how equal the stamina is at this point, Doc.
Yeah, very equal, although on that note, the actual submission defense of Megatoni seems like it needs a bit of work. He's pressing one trigger, then going the other, not gently squeezing like you would expect to. Don't think Iklout's got a fantastic grade in it, but he seems to be getting a bit more now, but does seem like he's going to get out of it.
Yeah, nice defense from him. Now finding himself on bottom once again, slicing across into that half guard. Gotta love the work that TJ Dillashaw is doing. So active on the ground, giving Iklout a lot of early advantage. Once again, Iklout has just done an excellent job of staying active on the ground, making sure he shrimps throughout these positions, but the overhand as they separate. That's a big overhand to close out this round. Only a couple seconds left to go, and it's got him cautious after that one, understandably.
Yeah, that overhand reminds me of the Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz fight, when every time they broke off from a clinch, he was just throwing wild and clipping them.
Yes.
I guess I'd have to give TJ that round as well, Those 2 takedowns. He looked a little bit better on the striking, but definitely the ground games were one of that round.
If I'm Iklout going into this next round, I want to be taking him down. I want to be looking for an armbar.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the same thing you did with that submission defense. A little suspect. However, he might have just been playing them, to get that reversal. You never know. Maybe it was a little bit of mind games.
Starting it out quickly, Mega Tony not wasting any time trying to get the center of that cage. Once again, answering with the knee, stopping down. Maybe seeing what Holland was able to do a little bit earlier on. I want some of that action right there.
Yeah, maybe those guys are training with each other. You never know.
Nice slip off, able to avoid the knee, which I thought was patched out, but not on that one, able to get this straight into the lead hook. A brutal combination when it lands true, utilizing that footwork, trying to get the separation. Looks like Iklout doing a really, really good job of utilizing some head movement and so on at the moment, but finding himself pressed up so heavily against that cage that the takedown was needed, and he was able to secure it. Lots of time to work as well, 3 minutes 35 on the clock.
Looks like Dominic Cruz is following Doc's game plan here. Take him down, try and submit him.
That would be the way to go, but it's a lovely denial there. Finally, probably going to look for, I was expecting the transition to half guard just due to the stand technology, but apparently he's going to rain down some ground and pound instead.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that full go ground and pound. You know, we saw TJ Dillashaw get reversed, and that's where he almost got submitted. It's definitely not your best position to do work. You're better off transitioning to a half guard or a. He's just trying to get up.
He tried to get up and then Dillashaw denied this. This is an interesting turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. Now, but Dillashaw gets up instead. Okay then, and we're back to that leg kick. That leg is hurt. It's something to be wary of for Cruz.
Oh yeah, there's a stun there. You know, the good thing about Dillashaw, though, is he's got like a 98 switch stance. You know, whenever I play my Dillashaw, I use that to its full advantage.
Well, I think Cruz has got like a 99 because he switches stance like a crazy person.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I'm saying because he's got that leg hurt. Might be something he wants to go towards here, but it looks like he's stuck in orthodox.
Shoots a takedown, goes straight down to this. Maybe has a Kimura here, which may be the idea. Instead, goes to Sprawl. He can get the up denial, then he could always attempt a Gilly, which is a really good one, because if you don't get it, you normally end up in a top mount position, but instead decides to stick to that body. It's another deny, though.
We see a lot of people that are able to hold this position well and get all those body shots. You know, a lot of people will just sit there on the bottom and take the body shots. I wouldn't recommend it. Big shot from Cruz.
In terms of that position, the best opportunity is transition to half guard. Unless you're against the cage, in which you can then go up to that cage position. And it gives you the dominant position to break as well. Nearly goes into a knee. Head kicks Dillashaw in the face. Dillashaw seems a bit flustered and confused on what to do.
Not a lot of time on the clock left. Find himself backed up against the cage. That's a nice sidestep. Not able to capitalize on the damage, but doing a great job of checking those leg kicks, which is essential at least. That front kick, a couple of moments earlier, my man.
Just a couple.
Love to see it.
You're showing all the showmanship. You know, that's my favorite thing you can do in this game. If you can't, win the fight with your words, or you can't win the fight with your hands, at least you can win it with your words. You know, love to see some taunts in the cage.
That's why they call you Showtime Satch, my man. Always out there putting on a show. Starting out though, little bit of a taunting, bit of that mental warfare in the end of the second round. Able to stop that takedown. Beautiful work from Iklout. This man is all about the show himself. He was recently talking in the DM saying that he's always game to put on a show, likes to get in his opponent's head a little bit, and did a great job in that at the end of the second round as he goes back to that left leg, chewing it up over and over again. You saw how, kind of delicate it was, already having a lot of damage, and with 4 minutes on the clock, Doc, he has to be very, very wary about that left leg, throwing it or receiving kicks on it.
He needs to either take him down or switch legs. I think, as Satch mentioned earlier, Dillashaw's got quite a high switch stance, so even if he does switch leg, it doesn't massively affect power, but if that leg goes down, that's going to go in favour of Cruz on the judge scorecards, and we see go straight down onto the mat.
Yeah, I just have to guess that Tony isn't comfortable fighting from southpaw here. It's the only reason why he'd probably stick in this position.
Yeah, I've always found that a little bit odd. I know that you have that sort of that southpaw position of fighting out of it, but it's just the same in reverse, my man, and especially when you have that high
buttons, simple as
it's the same buttons in reverse. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. When you put that high swing, you've got to be able to utilize that. It's such a big weapon to have in your tool bag. But use the armbar, and the standard's low for Iklout. Very, very low.
It's actually sounding fairly close. He's staying in the centre, but Iklout keeps coming to it and just going high. Gets to slam though instead. Iklout narrowly avoids getting armbarred here, and Now we see him in a dominant side control position, gets up.
Understandably so, Satch. That stamina a bit low. Goes for the taunt, says, let's meet in the middle, let's throw some hands, then go the leg kick.
Ooh, beautiful Superman punch.
Honestly, man, I'm absolutely loving the work on the leg from Iklout. He is... Oh, but there it gets checked, and that's why it's so dangerous. Got to make sure that you're setting them up. He's gone to it time and time again. His opponent recognizing it late in the fight and getting the damage off, but now eats a big body kick. Iklout trying to get that finish. Unlucky with the uppercut, trying to interrupt the takedown.
He might get this reversal, and now he gets pushed into side control. I was going to say, that'd have been a little something there.
A minute left, and it's unsure of who's actually holds this more dominant round, so probably each one of them looking for some type of finish. That being said, it definitely seems to be in the favour of Cruz in some points, but here we see an armbar attempt. All he has to do is press both triggers and he stays fairly on him.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and this time it's Iklout going for the submission. He had a great escape on him. Once it gets past that 25% stage, the bar goes up very, very quickly, but the slam was there for Mega Tony. Only 20 seconds left in this third and final round, and these guys have been absolutely battling for every single millimeter throughout the course of this bout. Absolute pleasure calling this one as they tried to close out with a couple of final big shots. How are you seeing this one, guys? It was a very, very close.
I think Cruz did enough to win every round. You know, I wasn't too. If I was Dillashaw, I would have stood up with the last minute, tried to get something going. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how the judges score it.
Yeah, it's a definite close one. I think Cruz edged it in a couple of rounds, but again, it's the judges. You never know.
Those leg kicks were absolutely beautiful work. Maybe the course, maybe the tail of the tape when it comes to the keys to success for Iklout. Should he get his hand raised in this one? Going to the judges' scorecards. I believe only for the first time tonight. Is that right, or is this the second?
I think this is maybe the second.
Maybe the second, right? Not for lack of trying. We see Dominic Cruz getting his hand raised. Big W for Iklout. Those leg kicks definitely adding up throughout the course of that bout, and did some great work with it. Great start off, but here we go, guys. We're going to be having Jack up against Rasputin. Jack is somebody that's recently joined the promotion, had a couple of performances already, now stepping up against the gnarly veteran that's been having a lot of trouble in AJS Rara. He's been around the scene, having a couple of downs as of recently there, Satch, but looking to get that W back this evening up against Jack. Going to be maybe a difficult one in this heavyweight division, but these guys hit hard, so don't blink for this one. My God.
So I'm a huge fan of Rasputin, but the facts are the facts. He hasn't won since the Trump administration. We're going to have to get this dude to win. Here tonight, I think it's the time. Let's go. I'm supporting Rara. I'm not supposed to be biased, but who can't love a Derek Lewis player?
He is a community favorite. Win, lose, or draw, Rara is always there to bring the action, and that's why the fans love him. Like you said, going with the Texan in the Derek Lewis pick up against John Jones. Maybe we're going to see a Volkov-style performance. John pick him apart from the outside, but you know it only takes the one to put your lights out, and Derek goes for the double leg. He said he was a wrestler before that Curtis Blades fight, but looking to implement it this evening.
Does a lovely job at actually doing the sub defense, staying on point and making sure that John Jones doesn't gain any type of sub offense here.
He shut down that confidence early, so he ain't gonna sub me, boy. He might as well stop trying.
That's the thing with Rasputin. He's been very, very good on the ground throughout his entire kind of performances. The issues that he's had is maybe with some striking, but you don't need to outside fight when you're Derek Lewis. All you need is that one big shot. And if he gets on top of you, there isn't much room to avoid some of those massive, massive shots from the Black Beast.
Well, let's not forget, he has a beautiful spinning heel hook, flying knees. I mean, this man's got a full arsenal of attacks.
Yes, sir. For a big man, he moves.
Can almost say I called it.
You did, my man. He goes for it again, but the calf kick puts him on his ass. Rara's trying to get some one right there. Nice. Nice. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing from John Jones in some regard. Shots, but maybe getting picked a little bit apart on the entry as Derek Lewis looks to land some of those big power shots as he closes the distance, dog.
You can't box with Jones. He doesn't have the boxing. He has a good 1-2, but that's about it. Up close, you'd look into elbow, knee, and then look for the kicks. Lewis, on the other hand, he's got the power, he's got the boxing, and he apparently also has flying knees. So, I'd say
he does, man. An athletic, like 260-pound plus fighter is Derek Lewis. And like I said, the former truck driver knows how to bang as he lands those shots on. And gotta be worrisome on the inside if you're John.
Tempted Gilly, gets it denied, and with that he goes straight back to this ground and pound. Heavy shots raining down on top of the Jones.
I mean, you've seen how hard Derek Lewis hits when he's standing up. Imagine them barreling down on a target. I would not want to be John Jones here. Yeah,
that and the fact that you've got the, your head has nowhere to move. It's bouncing off his fist into the canvas and maybe back into the fist with the ricochet. That's the type of power that Derek Lewis has in those hands. And once again, though, we find his way back to his feet, and this is where he's able to wind up on those shots. Maybe some of the knees go with it. So far, looks like AJS, Rasputin looking to snipe with that straight, which has been a really, really nice tool for him so far, crushing that distance.
Checks out leg kick as well. That's going to be massive issues for Jones coming into that second round. That being said, I think Rara takes that round cleanly, getting those takedowns, checking that leg kick, and then as you can see, doubles these significant strikes.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Rasputin took it out. It was just a little bit disappointing. He worked his way all the way to mount, and he let John Jones just stand up to his feet. If he can hold that position next time, he might be able to get a lot of good work done from there. So.
For sure. I mean, the thing about that top full mount position is that, as I'm sure you know yourself, they kind of have to pre-deny it, at least in my experience, in order to stop the lefts and rights. And maybe Rara was just expecting that. But big flying knee, Rara! Quickly sits down John Jones!
Oh, he's raining terror down.
Oh my God! Rara, motherfucking Rasputin, picks up his first W in primetime MMA. That man walking away with a huge W. Can we get some W in the for this man? That's how you do it. 0-8 in season 2, picking up that W, staying committed. Rara's there each and every time, and tonight he gets the job done. My God!
I mean, that was a beautiful performance from Derek Lewis. That's how he gets it done, right? You just put your hands down, start swinging them left and right hooks. One of them's going to land, and that's going to be night-night. It looked like John Jones' controller disconnected there at the end. He just kind of grounded his face in, but hey, man.
That is one hell of a fight to win with as well, using Derek Lewis just murdering poor John Jones.
And look at the support in the chat. Like I said, a fan-friendly favorite. You don't see too many people dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights in a row and then still having this much support for the... It is an absolute testament to the fight style that this man has and the work that he's been putting in. Always there, always game. I was speaking to him, fairly recently. This is one of those ones where you have a lot of adversity. One day he's going to work his way up to those championship opportunities, and we'll be using him as an example to newer members on what is possible, because this man goes to the mountains, does the damn work, and comes back looking very, very healthy. Great work from Rara Rasputin to take us into that co-main event. There's not much more that needs to be said about.
The lovely job by Rara doing that. And with that being said, as Looney said, we're going straight into this co-main event of Broomstick versus Jendo.
I have a lot of experience personally playing with Broomstick. He's got a very, I like his striking style. Reminds me of my own. I'm a little biased, but the way he uses his kicks, very effective. I'm looking to see what he can do here against Jendo.
A Rob Font mirror match as well. This is an interesting one in the WFA arena. Very rare to see.
Yeah, Rob Font's a great fighter to utilize. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. The boxing is clean as he lands some big power shots on Broomstick's chin already. Jendo looking active, looking to utilize some of that power. Broomstick, another gentleman that's been around for a long time and has, the abilities to stay absolutely composed in these situations. But he's going to need to be with Jendo just getting incredibly active, Satch. He's not wasting any time trying to land the big power bombs of Rob Font.
Yeah, like I was saying, Broomstick's more, I like his kicking style. He's got a great kick, so I like to see him get back more at that range. Clearly Jendo showing he ain't no slouch in the boxing, so He should go towards what he's better at.
Definitely so. It looks like Rob Font on the side of Jendo is going with a lot of hooks, a lot of uppercuts, and maybe Broomstick will have to utilize some of those jabs and teeps. Go into the body quite nicely, both guys already. Nice rips from Jendo. Body snatches degree, living up to the name already.
Yeah. Jendo's looking fantastic out here to start this fight.
We see from Pudgy in the chat, no losers in this fight, and I can guarantee you that one, my man. Both guys another fan-friendly favourites within the community, and you can see why already, just landing with huge success. I mean, not wasting any time, going to the body, going to the head, going to the leg, and really, really mixing it all together. I mean, a mirror match of mirror matches, really replicating each other, just trying to chop apart all sorts of different, arms, legs, and head health of their opponent.
Yeah, Broomstick's getting caught walking into that pocket, Jendo lands that jab, and he throws about 3 pieces more, and he ain't ready for it. He's got to keep those hands up when he's walking in.
Playing a very steady game, just letting Broomstick come to him, picking his shots, digging to that body, as you said, and he's just doing a fantastic job at controlling this fight.
Oh, the body shots. Oh, and he's showing off that body snatching degree.
Nice work on the inside. Jendo got his head health and his block absolutely destroyed right now, continuing to try and follow up, but has to be careful. He has himself standing opposite, and once again, Rob Font, no matter which way you slice it, he hits like, honestly, a middleweight or something. For a bantamweight, the power in those hands is absolutely phenomenal, and that's why he's such a great pick in this weight class, even against the uncrowned champ currently in Peter Yan.
Yeah, basically everyone in this bantamweight class is a great pick. You really don't see too many mirror matches unless it's a Yan match. But, Rob Font, he's got that little length to him. He's got some good hands, so always a good pick.
There he is, slicing across into the half guard. Broomstick has done a great job on the ground in the past performances, and maybe looking to utilize that now. Going for the ground and pound rather than slicing across, but there wasn't a lot of time, so understandably so, trying to get a couple of bombs off towards the end. But that is a 10-8 round, at least by my scorecard. The 2 knockdowns, a couple of rocks and wobbles. Great active start from Jendo. Has to continue that momentum as they both come out looking relatively even in terms of stamina in the second round.
Yeah, indeed, but you may say they're relatively even stand, but it's definitely evident that Jendo does have the cleaner striking here. The block's lower, the head health's lower, the body health's lower. It's just Jendo, in terms of the health stats, is definitely better off. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's due to a lot of the damage, though, right? I mean, the stamina is one thing, but the damage has all been on the side of Jendo so far. He's done a great job of making sure that he maximizes the damage that's landing on it. So far, so good as he continues to chop on the inside. That lead hook has been money for him time and time again. He's landed it square on the chin.
Yeah, and Jendo's really making Broomstick do this dance with him, where he's coming forward, he's basically coming forward, going back, making Broomstick have to throw a strike, and he's only missing, and then Jendo's been able to capture on those mistakes. So if I'm Broomstick, I'm just walking forward here. I'm stopping this dance. I'm showing him we in a fight. Beautiful combinations from Jendo. Broomstick go down any minute here.
Very nice good pace Jendo's putting on here. As you mentioned with the footwork, he's coming in, out, letting Broomstick throw gas and then come back in when he's in that vulnerable state just to get that damage off.
And I feel like now he knows he's got his opponent hurt, he started to utilize some of those leg kicks to try and maximize the damage as he goes back up top. Honestly, a very, very well, rounded game as he continues to chop over the same side straights into the body roundhouses, the combinations to put him down, the taunt to go with it. I mean, he's getting all sorts of success early. Is Jendo going to be doing very, very proud for his camp, I'm sure, as he continues to try and land those shots, the spin after spin.
I think what Jendo's trying to prove with all these taunts that this guy, he doesn't think this guy's on his level. He wants some better competition. He did drop his first fight of the season, but he's coming back making a statement right now, saying he don't want to be on Fight Club, baby. He wants to be pay-per-view, top of the card.
Yes, sir. I mean, if he continues to be able to put together performances like this, then he may be able to do so in a relatively quick fashion. But let's not count Broomstick out so far. We've seen him come back from worse positions in the past, although he is in a very, very dire spot. That head health blinking without even being touched at this moment. And obviously the block has been absolutely torn to pieces as well.
Well, to be fair, Jendo's has kind of gassed himself out trying to put Broomstick away. He started a very decently good stand coming into the second round, and by the end of it so far, he's kind of half gassed out because he's putting such a beating on Broomstick.
Yeah, just non-stop action, perpetual forward momentum as he goes to that, the knee to the body, the straight to the head kick, and this has got to be it. 1 or 2 shots as he gets the finish, picking his shots perfectly, Satch, not just wailing away without thinking. 2 perfectly timed shots to close out that show.
Yeah, Broomstick better be thankful Dan Mergliotti stopped it when he did. That was about to get ugly. I saw him wobbling when he was standing around. His body was hurt, so it was a great stoppage by the ref there, and even better performance by Jendo.
My God, that was a crazy, crazy co-main event, and Jendo definitely showing up this evening. It does take us straight into the main event, though. On the PlayStation side, we're going to be having the one and only Magical Cloud, the man that's come out there and had some phenomenal performances in the past, very, very quick knockouts, taking a step up against the LW campmate in Reaper, who has also been putting together some silky smooth performances. These guys going to be in the Bantamweight division once again, a very, very fun weight class to fight in, Satch. I know it's one of your preferred ones from what you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, like I said, there's just so many options you have here. You got, like I said, I'm a TJ Dillashaw player. Peter Yan, obviously, he's the favorite. Rob Font's there. Sandhagen's there. Looks like we're seeing a Font versus Yan pick. So, should be a lot of fun.
Hells yes, hells yes. Main event of the evening, Fight Club 2. We are having LW Reaper, Magical Cloud, as mentioned on the PlayStation side. Both guys trying to get their name out there with the Rob Font and Peter Yan pick. Beautifully stylistically matched up are these two opponents as they continue to get very, very active as the entire night has been in the very first round. Not a lot of feeling out processes tonight, guys. Every single person just looking to get the damage off quickly.
Yeah, I think he's looking to replicate his Purple Urkel performance here. Not going to get quite as fast as a knockout, but he's sure putting on a good storm early.
We've seen Magical Cloud do some great work on the ground in his past performances, utilizing that with Peter Yan early. Both guys very, very good on the feet, but slight advantages, I would imagine, to Peter Yan, the former champion, on the ground, and the ability to maybe slow down some of that damage that Rob Font's able to put out there is a very, very good game plan for this man.
Yeah, that's where Rob Font's more dangerous, is whenever he's, feeling his, being able to pick his shots, and he's got all that going for him. So you can put him on the ground, lower that stamina a little bit, touch up that chin, put you in a lot better position.
Magical Cloud going for the ground pound early on with the backside, looking to get that damage off, and instead Reaper's done a fantastic job using that back punch and getting back up.
Right back to the ground. Peter Yan is not letting this man go anywhere tonight. He's holding on to him like a mama carries a baby right now.
Nice knee to the body on the inside. Good separation using that whizzer from Peter Yan. Both guys once again being very, very active, trying to play a little bit of footsies as he feints and goes to the head. These guys from the... As you were saying, sorry, Snatch?
Oh yeah, the biggest thing about Yan is that force of nature pick, and if he can just keep putting on this damage, it's gonna snowball into a dominating performance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Woo! Head kick into the straight, gets the stun. Rob Font answers back with a short elbow. I think this is where Rob Font's going to do his best work, is when he's able to take the center of the octagon like he is now, take it away from Yan, and be able to pick your own shots. Hopefully knock down that effectiveness of the force of nature.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice little body jab from the Peter Yan pick, stepping off, making sure to avoid that lead body kick from... Oh, 1 second. I always love those takedown reversals, man. They always look so clean. It's a great adjustment to the game. You no longer have to hit the input yourself with the LB or the RB. Just have to perfectly time it, and that's what he was able to do right there. Not being let off, though. I mean, just look at this forward pressure from Reaper. He's not wasting any time tonight.
And also, say Jan's definitely done more damage than Font has so far, but look at the stamina. It's telling a lot. Oh, big hit. As I was saying, look at the stamina. How about you look at that head health? You're not going to need it any longer if you get dropped here.
For sure, we've seen it time and time in the past. Your stamina is only really needed if your opponent survives, and when you're landing this much damage, it's hard to survive for very long there, Doc, as we've seen many people end up face down on that canvas.
Yeah, that's one of the major things about this game, is if you can survive or not. It's one of the core things you need to learn.
So these guys going back and forth here, trading blows in the pocket. And Rob Font trying to use that that Muay Thai background to his advantage here. Ooh, tags him over the top of the jab. Rob Font's really getting the better of him. What we saw Peter Yan excelling earlier was in the pocket. So a little bit turn of the tides here.
Yeah, he answers with a nice elbow as his opponent was going for the knee, then that slip off straight. Rob Font now eating some big shots. Peter Yan's got hands of his own, attacking that body. This is a great back and forth brawl that these guys are having, making sure it's as dirty as they need to get it in order to get that W.
Yeah, Rob Font's been diving his head to the left the whole fight, so Yan just calculated that right hook, timed it perfectly. It doesn't look like Rob Font switching his game plan up, so we might see it again. You know, it might just be one of those tactics he has where, you know, oh, I see the jab coming, look, I slide to the left, well, you know, Yan comes over the top of that right hook, and it's going to end that real quick.
Definitely so, my man, and sometimes that's one of the game plans of somebody that likes to utilize a jab. I know it for myself. You pump that jab out there to get your opponent to move that head off the center line, and then you start to come around with the hooks. And as you absolutely, rightly said there, Satch, that's a very quick recipe to turn your opponent's lights out and put them face down on that canvas. But both guys going back and forth, trying to do what they can, making sure that they're landing everything at least on the block of their opponent. And that's a really effective game plan should you want to keep your stamina high, just like Reaper's doing so far.
Yeah, I did bring that up earlier, how he's been able to keep his stamina higher than Yan despite taking a lot of damage. And I'm honestly surprised Yan hasn't shot a takedown yet in this round, you know. He shot about 3 or 4 of them in the first, yet to shoot in the second. So see if he goes for a level change, he's got, something off his sleeve.
Yeah, maybe a little bit worried of that stamina, but big rock from the man as he's now marching forward. The block is relatively low. The head health still looking a little bit suspect from Reaper, but had a good moment to recover now and trying to get back in that pocket with a pull elbow. Jesus.
Both of them are battered and bloody, just trying to land one clean shot. Lovely takedown there by Magical Cloud, keeping it onto the ground.
Yeah, there's the level change I was calling for. If he can hold him on top for the rest of the round, he's definitely going to secure it. I mean, obviously the 2 stunts help, but he was getting, I think number-wise, you look at it, he's probably getting outstruck, but this takedown's definitely going to add to his recipe going into this round.
You did call for it, Satch, now finding himself in these good ground and pound positions. Only 20 seconds left on the clock, going for those ground and pound opportunities instead. Not wasting too many of them, though. I'm not really sure about slicing across into that side control to close out the round, Doc. Maybe a little bit more damage would have been advantageous for him, but not a bad way to close out this round of a back and forth battle from these guys. I mean, they're really leaving it all hang out there in this main event.
Yeah, both of them are making sure to land shots, make sure to leave each of them bloodied and battered.
There you go. Now, in this third and final round, at least I'd love to see this, the statistics, but you've got to imagine that Rob Font is up due to the damage that's been put out, right? He's just landed such massive amounts of damage. There's been good moments from Yan as well, but at least from my side of things, right now Rob Font's standing out as maybe the front runner going into this final round.
I have to disagree. I think Jan's up 2-0, in my opinion. From what I've seen, he had those 2 stuns last round. I believe he had a stun in the first, so I think he is losing, like, if you count significant strike numbers, but from pure damage, I think Jan's taking this one so far.
We are going to find out soon enough. Potentially this 4 minutes 30 on the clock as these guys march forward. Another big pull hook or slip hook that he lands the front kick to the face. How is Peter Yan still standing? That man's got a chin to absorb those strikes. My God.
Yeah, another elbow there by Reaper. He's just trying to land power shot after power shot, just looking for some type of chink in his armor.
Yeah, Rob Font's looking really good. This is his best round, in my opinion. He's picking his shots well and making Jan fight off that back foot, which is now injured.
Breaks the leg and gets kicked in the face. Nearly that block is definitely suffering as he gets that pressure put on him.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper's doing a great job of picking his shots in the final round, but he eats a front kick of his own. Peter Yan getting that foot straight up there, saying, how does that smell? Getting it right up in the face and trying to get the damage off, but Reaper's really not getting dissuaded by anything. He just continues to take the center, march forward, look for those slip hooks, and has had a lot of success with it by my scorecard so far. 2 minutes 50 on the clock, plenty of time. Both guys hit very, very hard, so as they push for this finish, anybody's game as they enter the midway mark of this third and final round.
Yeah, it's definitely anyone's game right now, especially with 2.5 minutes left. Reaper's been putting on a good show. In my opinion, I think he needs a finish. Obviously, you have a different opinion on that, but there's only one way to know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you say, it's hard to be a judge when you're in the commentary booth, my man. It's so much action going on, trying to call that back and forth. You never know which way sometimes. And honestly, I don't actually expect this to go to the judges' scorecard. These guys are really, really pushing the pace as he gets that takedown. You know he's going to be looking for those big ground and pound opportunities, maybe a submission as he gets that lovely denial off. Now the crucifix, this is a dangerous spot to be in, dog.
Yeah, manages to get out of it though, going straight to that side side, and now he's taking his back. This is risky, especially with such how low Reaper's stam is. I don't know what to say apart from probably look to get half guard, maybe full guard. Definitely not top mount though.
But now the ground and pound 1 or 2 straights, trying to get it back. The damage is added up. Oh my god, what way?
Goes straight into the Neon Belly from having such a low head health, but again, it's narrowly avoids the finish.
He didn't have the stamina to finish that. That was a really high IQ decision, though, to go. I didn't know that would happen. He went straight into Neon Belly from mount, so yeah, that was something.
I think that was an animation from it. Did he actually posture up that himself, or did the game just do it for him due to the damage?
He automatically did it from damage.
Yeah, he went to side control, and that put him in Neon Belly, which is... I've never seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him not to have the stamina to close out that one, but we now go to the judges' scorecard. That was a crazy 3-round brawl to close out this Fight Club card that we've had. Fight Club 2 answering back with all of... You were absolutely right, my man. He gets that W. Magical Cloud, big W for that man right there. Lots of back and forth action from these guys. As you see ahead of us, that does now take us to the end of this Fight Club card. It's been an absolute pleasure calling them with you. We're going to have a little bit of a look forward at the upcoming events. As you see on your screen right there, we are very, very proud to the debut of our King of the Calf series. That's going to be coming towards you on Sunday. It's going to be 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Eastern, 7:30 p.m. British summertime. As you see, we've got 4 of the best calf leagues around: Paradox MMA, VFL, Agro MMA, and VFC, also known as Furyland, putting forward 2 of their best fighters from the calf community to get the job done, seeing who's going to be crowned the King of the Calves. This is going to be run every single 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to be running these events on rotation, making sure that these guys are able to put on a show and find out who is going to be the King of the Calves. It's a lovely idea that we've had brought to us, and obviously we don't have too many calf picks coming through on our side there, Doc. On a lot of regular picks, of course, on the competitive scene, and it's always a fun mix-up to see what the calves are able to get done.
Yeah, indeed. The calf scene's a very vast scene. There's a bunch of good players there, and it's good to finally venture into that and showcase and let them showcase how good they actually are.
I definitely agree with you, my man. I mean, we've seen some of their champions come through. We saw VFL's D2 champion come on a little bit earlier on in Rebel. We've seen many aggro competitors come. The Furyland a little bit newer, being the French promotion, but I've heard very good things from them guys. I mean, I've seen some of their highlights put out. They seem to be having some killers in their league, and they're going to be trying to step up and maybe knock it out of the park. And of course, Paradox trying to do much of the same. We will be rolling out the details of this as this week progresses, leading up to that Sunday main event. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal Grand Prix, a tournament to end all tournaments for the King of the Calves. I honestly cannot wait to get that one going. That is not the only fights that we have upcoming, though, my mans. We also have the fight on Saturday, Primetime 31, the 7th of August, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be having TD Styles stepping up to defend his belt once again up against a up-and-coming fighter in Attican. This man has been putting on phenomenal performances within Primetime, stepping up very, very quickly throughout the rankings to get his opportunity against the champion. It's an interesting pick as well there, Satch. I mean, we've seen Styles in the past. We know how emotionally abusive his grappling is, to quote Doctor Who right there. But he's gone for the Justin Gaethje pick, the highlight, up against Attican. And these guys so well versed on the ground that maybe it's going to be one of those Usman and Colby Covington situations where we have two high level grapplers start to duke it out on the feet.
Yeah, I've kind of lost my love for Justin Gaethje. My last primetime fight, I lost with him, so, I'm hurting a little bit. But let's see if someone else can replicate, that highlight film, energy that Justin Gaethje brings. Maybe a couple of those rolling thunder kicks. Add a little flair to the fight.
100%. On top of that, of course, Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays, run these regular cards. That follow, make sure to join the link for Discord and get involved if you like to throw those hands. For right now, though, we are going to close an end to the show. It has been an absolute pleasure calling these fights with you, my guys. I have been Cyrus the Looney. We have had Showtime Satch and Dr. Motherfucking Who on the commentary booth. We're now going to push a raid forward in the community. Make sure to join that shit and show the primetime love. Other than that there, guys, one last little bit of housekeeping before we close out the show. I want to take a moment to appreciate every single person that's been supporting. Put out a message within the Discord recently calling for some support from the community, and the response has been absolutely overwhelming. Almost had a fully grown man cry over here, so we really, really do appreciate it, my mans. You guys stay beautiful, stay savage, and we'll catch you in the next one.